Did the music just end? The great track I had going? It just came to an end? There we go. We got to get warmed up here. Live stream just kicking off for the start of the third period. Hello, everybody. Hope you're enjoying the hockey contest so far. Scoreboard's good. Shots are good. In a weird way, you don't want Joe Thornton to get too involved with this game. You know what I'm saying? You wanted the pregame ceremony. You want to honor him. You want to see him. You want to absorb all this. And then you want the Panthers to lose and the Sharks to win their third straight. Should I play the old night shift theme? Do I have it here? Oh.
Broadcasting live and worldwide.
Well.
Here's Brody Brazil.
Oh, yeah. It's technically Sharks Night Shift. The welcome back Jumbo edition. The how many penalties will the Florida Panthers take edition of the live stream. I didn't intend to do this for all of the third period, but it appears now, as I watch this here on my iPad, we'll be live streaming for all the third period, and then we'll dip into a little post-game coverage. I've got the Zoom all set up so you can hear what the Sharks players are going to say. I also have access to the Florida Panthers side. To be honest, I think I can only do one or the other, and unless Joe Thornton does anything here in the game or plays a significant part, I think I want to hear what the Sharks have to say. So we'll probably roll with that. But 30 seconds approximately into this third period, and you have to like the score. You have to like the way the Sharks have played in this game against the Panthers. And 2-1, it could be easily 3-1 right now if San Jose capitalized on last power play, had a really good look at it there. Brutus, moderator on my live chat, who I really appreciate, saying, hey, watch the camera angle. We don't want to get taken down. Yeah, that's a very good point, because if I do the overhead camera here, you can see part of my iPad here, which obviously might get me in trouble, right? If I showed the live stream. I'm not here to do any copyright infringements tonight. I really don't want that to happen. So I'm watching the game, as I know a lot of you are. I appreciate however you're multi-screening this right now. Or apparently some of you aren't even able to watch tonight's game, which is unfortunate. It's, yeah. I said it on a tweet, and I'll say it to all of you here. Months ago, in fact, late last summer, when the NHL schedule came out, this was a really frustrating one for me, knowing that Joe Thornton's return to SAP Center would be monumental, and knowing that ESPN, as they have the right to do, they poached this game. And so they're able to show it to you exclusively, and we at NBC Sports are not. A lot of other people asked, too, about how the NBA is different. They said, well, wait, ESPN games with the NBA, they're still shown on NBC Sports Bay Area, and that is true. The NBA has a totally different TV package, totally different rights package with the different broadcasters. So that's the difference. It's not a matter of do we want to do it. It's a matter of this is the way the rules are, and this is how it goes. So I'm watching on my iPad. I've watched the first two periods on my big screen in the other room, and I got to say the ceremony for Joe was nice and fitting, and I think it brought him to tears a little bit, kind of in the same way that when Patty came back was at 2017 with the Leafs that night. Same type of thing. Wasn't bawling, but you could tell it struck a chord with him, and that's honestly all we need to see. I got some criticism when I was, real close in on Patty and saying, well, did he cry? Did the moment break him down? And look, we just want to see the human moment. It's not about crying or not. It's just seeing about a reaction that he had. And I think Joe had that same thing tonight. A little bit sweaty, a little bit flushed to begin with. And then, I think a tear or two, he was fighting very hard from those fully forming on his face. But very cool to see that, that video happened. And I'm sure at the tank, which we have not seen everything, I'm sure that there were several more tributes over the course of the night. So no doubt that the game presentation played it up the right way. looking at the attendance, of course, I'm a little surprised by that, especially considering, Florida tied it. Considering and knowing that Jumbo is probably going to come off the IR after more than a month, in fact, a month and a half. Hadn't played in a long time, but we knew a couple days ago he was likely to play in this one. So let's see what happens here. Sharks just had a power play. It ended a couple minutes ago. I was a bit distracted. Florida gets it in the zone. Oh, no, wait, this is San Jose trying to get it out. All right. Oh, just popped right to him in the slot. Kind of a broken play, lost play, if you will. Sharks a little out of position. Reimer a little off guard there. And so just like that, 2-2. Just going back to the beginning of this game, since we're now tied at 2 and it's anybody's contest, you know what else? This live stream is actually missing something. Stand by. Yep. Can't continue to do this. I don't want the splash to happen here. Not splashing down. This is Fieldwork. Videodrome. It's a DDH IPA. That's tasty. So Vetrano scores his 9th. And we're, 3:29 when he scored into the third period. I want to go back to the beginning of this game. For the 4th straight game, Sharks scored first. And this is 4 in a row after, boy, that was another dangerous look for the Panthers. This is after the dozen prior games. The Sharks had allowed the first goal 10 of those dozen games. It was a problem, not scoring first. And I don't just mean because statistically you'll lose like 70% of the games you don't score first. I just mean scoring first for San Jose when they're struggling, when they're trying to get back on the right track. Scoring first is kind of like punching your time card. It lets you know that you're checked in for the night, you're going to be there for this game, and even if you score the first and you let up the next 2, you're already established in this game in a certain way. How about, was that me? Excuse me. I think it was a totally unintentional burp. Nobody rewind that. Wow. It was really loud in my headphones. I'm wondering if you guys heard that. Was I talking about, scoring the first goal? I mean, even in a situation where against the Kings the other night, Sharks score first and then allow the next 3. And then the Sharks got the final 3. You know what I'm saying? Like, just checking in with an early goal, but specifically scoring first, it kind of establishes the Sharks lately in this season. Boy, look at the trips to the penalty box for Florida in this game. And I'll tell you what, for it to be 2-2, the biggest thing right now is that the Sharks couldn't capitalize on one of those Uyghur penalties, whether it was the delay of game in the second, about midway through, or at the end of the second there when he did something on the bench. I have no clue what happened there. Must have said something. But yeah, a lot of trips to the box for the Panthers in this one, as opposed to San Jose. And so it could be 3-2. It could have been 3-1. Obviously, the Panthers got theirs on a little bit of a Sharks giveaway and mistake. Sharks were trying to get it out of their D zone. Got about 14 and change left in this third period, tied at 2. James Reimer's first game back. Now, that last goal, I think, caught him a little bit off guard. Oh, getting a text from Curtis Brown. Getting a text from Brownie. And you know what? For all those of you saying, well, he should join us right now, put him on a FaceTime. I would, but he just texted me a picture of he and his wife at the hockey game tonight. And he said, here, I guess I could probably show you this. See if I can put it up on this camera here. He says, upgrade from Brazil to watch Jumbo. There he is. Got to turn like the brightness down whenever I do this. Brownie and his wife, Amy. At the game tonight, you know Curtis was going to go see Jumbo in person. That's pretty cool. No wonder. He called me earlier, and I wasn't around. I was putting my son to bed, and then I called him back. Now I see why he didn't answer. So, did the Sharks just draw a penalty? I was not paying attention. I feel like they should have right there. All right, they're going to commercial. So going back to James Reimer, good to get Reimer and Hill back in the 1-2 punch, but I've heard that Adin Hill did not exactly bounce back so well after his most recent appearance and start, right, against the Kings. Looked pretty good. Shutting him out in that 5-0 game, his second shutout of the season, 5th on his career. But if you don't recover the right way and you're not feeling well afterwards, that's all that kind of counts. So let's hope that's a minor thing. Let's just, 23 games left, I think, after tonight. Yeah, 23 games left. I would just love to see down this stretch. I would love to see Reimer and Hill tag team a little bit. I would love to see them find their rhythm. I'd love to obviously see Karlsson make a push. I think tonight he's looked really good. Hasn't exactly been able to convert or contribute on the stat sheet wise, but I think Karlsson has looked really good, especially on the power play, just facilitating. And obviously, I don't know what the trade deadline is going to bring. I mean, this may be a situation where, after March 21st, which is now less than a week away, the Sharks may look a little bit different. There may be one or two players not on the team anymore. And I know. I know where this is going. Where's 48 going? What's he doing? What's the Hertl latest? I don't know. I don't have anything for you. But I do feel like it was interesting that Tomas kind of alluded to the fact that maybe some of the chatter, seeing his name, kind of, got to him a little bit personally. And look, I'm not sitting here saying, oh, see, I told you so. I knew that's why he was struggling for a 3-week span recently. But I mean, he's just knowing him. He is such a stand-up guy. He's an honest guy. He's a simple man. And he's a dedicated and loyal individual to his teammates, to those teammates who are friends, to the organization, the only one he's ever known as an NHLer. So I'm sure that some of the things being said and speculated on and reported, and it just made him a little uneasy. And that's totally okay. No, I know he's a professional. He's got a job to do. We all are in that situation in life. But I'm here to say that he's only human as well. So I completely understand that. And certainly I hope, and maybe there have been some assurances with the Sharks and his side, and maybe that correlated with, the couple game goal streak that he was on and, contributing points on a pretty regular basis. Maybe the weight was lifted off his shoulders. I don't know. We don't know behind the scenes what's going on here. Wouldn't it be something, though, if the deadline passes and then day after that or hours after that, Sharks announce a multi-year extension for Tomas Hertl? If in fact, right, if he's not being moved, then most likely you'd have to think that he's being retained. I mean, that would be that would be interesting to say the least. Hey, you know what I haven't done here? I have not jumped in the live chat here. Oh, Brutus is dominating it. Hang on a second. I'm seeing so many comments here to the point that I want to make sure my audio is working. That's been a factor a few times. Eric put this up a while back. Shots on goal. Yeah, Sharks leading in that category. And, they were on a streak of scoring all 3 periods last game. I'm trying to remember the game before that against LA. They score in 2 of 3 the game before that, I think. Scored the first period tonight, didn't score in the second, so that snapped any streak they had. But getting double-digit shots on a pretty regular basis now. And this comes after a time where they were getting 6, 7, 8 shots a period. That's just not a math. It's not a mathematical way to win a hockey game. Got to keep baiting the Panthers into taking some more undisciplined penalties. Yeah, hey, throw it over the glass, boys. or chirp the official. Just go back to the box. Well, I'll tell you what, right now shots are even at 25, score is even at 2, but penalty minutes, very much one-sided. The Panthers have been in the box way more than the Sharks tonight. And I'll tell you what, the Sharks do have that one power play goal, but technically they're actually even on the power play because they gave up a shorthanded goal. So, yeah, this is also weird. They're showing the schedule right now. And the Sharks' next game, also on Thursday, is on national TV as well, too. It's on ESPN+. So we're not doing the next game either. In fact, I have a baseball assignment on Thursday. So I'm doing something totally different. Excuse me. I'm trying not to burp, have issues. But I get drinking on the live stream, and next thing you know, hello, Joey. How's it going? Eric, thumbs up to you, too. I know I'm way behind here. I got you in the, bootleg stream side by side. Okay. Hey, tonight, what can I say? It's not an NBC property that you're originally watching, so, okay, all right. I got nothing to say. I'm not telling anybody. Let's see here. So now I know where we are in the chat because Brutus just said, tie game, y'all. Eric just saw that. Eric says there's a lot of Panthers fans at the game. You know what? I don't know that I could distinguish that from, my iPad and this small screen, which is all of a sudden, I don't know what's going on here. Really fuzzy. I'm not going to get copyright busted because this is so blurry. I feel like I'm watching on a 56K modem right now. I do not know what's happening. It's crazy. My own live stream is going out in full HD, and what I'm watching on my iPad, maybe it's because this is all hardwired and this is on the Wi-Fi. That's probably what it is. Alicia's noticed a delay while watching the game on ESPN+. Yeah, you know what? Way more than on cable television or DirecTV. Like when you watch a game on NBC Sports California, I can tell you for sure that the delay is probably about 12 seconds from real time. Oh, no. The Panthers just scored, and my screen is so blurry that I can't even see who scored it. That's ridiculous. Is it Marchment? Yeah, it looks like it was Marchment. All right, that's who the camera is focused on there. And it does look like we're going to get some sort of challenge here. Was it goalie interference? Turn this down so I don't get copyright busted there either. I don't want the audio to be too loud. All right, let's see what happens here. It's kind of like a 2-on-1. Everybody crashes. Vlasic is kind of in front of Reimer right there. Oh, man. See, now this is frustrating. Oh, and it got kicked in. I think it was sitting in the crease and it went off Vlasic's skate as he got twisted around there. Another Sharks connection, a Marchment. All right, they're going to review the play for goaltender interference. And I'll tell you what, for the Sharks to be up 2-1 in this game, and then if this is a 3-2 game, to give up these next two, that's frustrating. Frustrating that maybe San Jose has kind of tailed off in their danger and their chances and their opportunities, and the Panthers have kept going. Let's see what happens here. It's just, this is a hard one for goalie interference. I mean, yes, Reimer was affected. He was impeded to make the stop, but I don't know if it was, I don't know if it was a Panther or two pushing Vlasic into Reimer. I feel like Vlasic there made the most contact with Reimer, but Vlasic was also kind of angled into that position. Man, my screen is all over the place here. I wish you, I mean, I'm sure it looks fine here and now, but it's so pixelated. I can't even see anything in any detail right now. And I'm not complaining. I'm not trying to be that guy. I do like this, though. I like how they show you inside the NHL situation room here, and then they show you the officials who they're talking to. I'll tell you what, that's a huge step for the NHL. I think the next step is to, instead of have the officials announce what the call was, what the review was, what the judgment was, the next step for the NHL is to have those in the situation room who actually make the decision in Toronto, have them explain it to the TV audience and to the crowd. Okay, so it slipped 5-hole through Reimer, and sure enough, Vlasic, his left skate, either his left skate or Reimer's left skate, but they kind of clanked, and ultimately knocked that puck across the goal line there. So is it a tie game? Is it a 3-2 game? They're taking their time on this. I can see them looking at it and looking at it. Bush, I believe I just heard him say he thinks it's going to be no goal. Listening here on my out one ear, and here we go. Oh, no goal. How about that? Number 17, significant contact. So Marchment, significant contact on Reimer and or Vlasic. Oh, wow. I'll be honest. I'm going to be very honest. Looking at that play and watching it again. Okay, now it's finally clear. Seeing that, I've seen that go against the Sharks numbers of different times. I've seen it when they're the defensive team. I've seen it when they're the team that scored that type of goal and it gets taken away. There's no clarity on this for me. Can you push somebody into a goalie? Can you push your own guy? Can you push the opponent player? You know, like that's hard. Everybody was crashing and the puck ultimately gets kicked in by the Sharks. Fortunately, not a goal. Okay, I'm going to be honest. I think they dodged one right there. And that's fine. You know what? You get your breaks in the course of a hockey season. You'll need them, you'll take them. But wow. Sorry, let me go back to watch the game here and go back to the chat. Alicia has noticed a delay. So NBC Sports California, probably about a 13 or so second delay from actual game play. Here on the live stream with ESPN Plus, I bet you're on a 25-second delay just by the time that it goes from production truck to their master control to an encoding streamer to a streaming provider to your cable or internet provider. It's just there's a lot of legs this has to go down, and that's why it just takes a little bit of time. So yeah, no, these games are far delayed. Oh, I didn't know it was James Reimer's birthday. Wow. So he comes back. He's healthy on his birthday of all occasions. You're right. Now they do need to get him a win. I'll tell you what, that call was a birthday gift, and not just to Reimer, to the entire team. You can clip something? You can clip something off a live stream? Is that right, Brutus? So like was that when I burped earlier? You can do that? Oh, man. Oh, you're contacting Maddie. Maddie's at tonight's game. Of course Maddie's there. Oh, I see why you guys are mentioning that. Your stream is 30 seconds behind me. Yeah, okay. Okay, so what's happening here is, so as you watch this, I get it. So maybe I'll be a little bit subdued and delayed here. I won't instantly react to things. Because that's true. My stream from where I'm at, my house, my home studio, to YouTube, to you, the delay is probably only about 5 or 6 seconds, maybe. So, yeah, the game is probably a good 20. You guys are right. It's probably a good 20 plus seconds, maybe 30 behind. So, EK65 is a -2 tonight. Is that true? Because I'll be honest, I mean, that's consequence of just obviously being on the ice at the wrong time. Yeah, well, he was on for the first goal for and against, and that's it. Oh, and the first one was a power play, so that's what a stupid stat. Plus minus doesn't count if you're on the power play. That's crazy ridiculous. And no, he wasn't on the ice for the other two. Is that am I missing something here? Are they listing him as a? Oh yeah. What am I missing here? Oh, he was okay. He was on for that one too. Okay. Yep, you're right. No, you're right. You're absolutely right. -1, -2, but he was on for the power play goal. And he should have set up another power play goal. So that's kind of a fraudulent -2. I mean, actually, the fact that he's a minus, I mean, he was on the ice for both goals against, but he was part of the first Sharks goal. And he did everything humanly possible to get him a second goal or a third goal at this point. I hear you, though. I mean, look, sometimes plus minus reflects something accurate. Other times in certain games, like tonight, I'm looking at it saying I wouldn't tag him with that, you know. Joey never minds a mini spoiler. Well, half the time as I'm watching on the stream here, and it gets all pixelated and broken up, I can't even see what I'm watching, so I don't even know what I'm describing to you guys. Shooting the puck also, yeah, and I think he got another shot, well, on that first power play. Who did he hit in the knee that came out? Oh, man, forgetting his name. Anyway, no, he has been shooting the puck, which is great. Oh, that's another thing. Okay, so that's another thing. See, I am watching the very legal, like on my iPad. Well, of course, because I get it for free, but I'm watching like a special way to watch it too. But maybe that's the reason I'm having issues. But if you're pirating this, then you're definitely even another probably 15 seconds behind. So if you guys are like a good 45 seconds behind, I know how you're watching this. I'm not going to say anything, but I know how you're watching it. And yes, right now, need that penalty kill to come through. The game tonight is on ESPN Plus, which is a streaming platform, Barry. And I've got to say, for those of you just tuning in now, I just want to say it again. I was so frustrated many months ago when I found out that this game was poached by ESPN. They have the complete right to do it. They actually took 8 total Sharks games this year, which is a lot. And actually, I credit them for being that interested in the Sharks and wanting to showcase them on their platform with their audience. TNT did not take any Sharks games. So those are the 2 national entities this season in the United States. And one took 8, one took none. And then the rest of the games are for us on NBC Sports. But yeah, I mean, I knew this game March 15th. I knew this date. Literally, when did it come out? In August or September? And I was so frustrated one of the first games I looked at, when is Jumbo's first game against the Sharks? We got to do that one back in January, which also was a long time to wait, right? You waited October, November, December. It was at the end of January. Sharks visited the Panthers. And then here we are in March, Jumbo's first trip back to the tank since being a Shark. Now, as we tick down here in this game, just inside 8 minutes left, tied at 2. I just want to say this also. We've built this up tonight, and I know you guys are all watching this, and guys and gals watching this looking and saying, all right, Joe's first trip back to the tank. And this is a little bit surreal, and it's not new. He was on the Leafs before this, right? So we've all had time to settle in with this, but it's still weird to see him back here in this rink, in this barn, playing for a different team. However, I think the one consideration that probably hasn't been discussed enough, because nobody knows, but I think it's realistic, is this Joe Thornton's last ever game at SAP Center. Now, considering the fact that even before his injury, they hit a post. Oh, man, sorry. And actually, I'm wondering here as I look at the live chat, like Tim is a whole step ahead of me here. Is it Joe's last trip back? I mean, quite honestly, looking at the amount of games he's played this year and hasn't played this year, and the fact that he was on the injured reserve from last game he played before tonight, January 31st. So, I mean, he missed all of February, the first 2 weeks of March. That's 6 full weeks right there without Jumbo. Now, look, the Panthers have ambitions to play deep into the postseason, right? So if you want Joe back, you want to get him rested. Why not take that break? Why not recharge and be an impactful player in the playoffs? If, that's what this team's going to do. That's the 6 weeks he just had off, no matter how. I'm also not saying that he faked an injury. I'm not saying that they held him out for no reason. But what I am saying is that was kind of an opportunity to take your time, to rest up, to really get it right, so that starting tonight and the rest of this way, you can be effective. You don't have to be a 54-year-old. I'm just kidding. He's not that old. You don't have to feel like that. And I'm sure he also probably looked at this game weeks ago and said, hey, now this makes sense. Come back on. This is a game that's important to me. And you know it is, right? He probably looked at this a long time ago and said, this would be a perfect way to come back. This works out great. Let's do this. And so they probably held him out. Maybe it was an extra week or two or whatever. I don't know. Maybe even 3. I don't know. Don't know the injury. Don't know the situation. But it seems like a perfect thing for Jumbo. And I say that. I'm rooting for him. I'm rooting for the Panthers. How good is it that Jumbo didn't go to a team like Las Vegas? Jumbo didn't go to a team like the LA Kings. Jumbo didn't go to, a team that would have made this really hard to watch. Like, it's weird to look at Joe Thornton as a Panther. It really is, because you're just like, what? I mean, as a Leaf, okay, like, I get it. I get a lot of that. That feels more natural. Still weird. It was weird at first, but it feels more natural. Jumbo as a Panther? But it's kind of nice because then you can just say, all right, first off, they're out east, so they're not the division or a conference opponent of the Sharks. And it makes him a lot easier to root for. So I'll say it now. I think what we really need to soak in as we watch the final couple minutes of regulation of this hockey game, this could very well be Jumbo's last game ever in this building of the many, many that he played from 2005 as a Shark all the way to 2020 as a Shark. Yeah, even the ones before that as a Boston Bruin, but specifically for those 15 years as a San Jose Shark, as one of their leaders, as one of their captains, as one of their elder statesmen, as a centerpiece. I'm watching this here, and it's crazy to think that this is it. This is the last time. This game's tied at 2. I wonder how it's going to end. I wonder if he's going to play a factor. I mean, I selfishly hope not, but if he did, I guess I would, so long as it was monumental, I think I'd make that sacrifice. Man. Off a skate, off a post right there. All right, Reimer's benefited here. A call that went his way. A post that went his way. Uh-oh, now my live stream is breaking up. Oh, come on, don't do this. Not this live stream. I mean my actual game stream. It is so fuzzy right now. Maybe I have to switch onto the 5 gig network. Maybe that's what's going on. I'll try that at my next opportunity if this thing goes to overtime. So shots for the Sharks, 11 and 12. And I saw the comment that said the Sharks are on their heels. What makes you think that? 15-3 on the shots in the third period? Yikes. Yeah, that's been noticeable. I mean, look at this. 7, 9, 15. Excuse me. Oh, and look what they're showing on the screen as the exact same time. I'm just talking about this. And on the broadcast, they just flash exactly this. Shots by period. And I'm telling you, it's this middle period right here. Yeah, I would shoot him 12-9, but 10 penalty minutes to San Jose 6. That was the opportunity to kind of run away with the game a little bit. And the Panthers have been clean in the third period in terms of penalties. No infractions taken. I can't believe I'm doing a live stream of a game and watching it on a really bad quality connection. That's rough. Another grade A chance. Shot went, just high or wide? I wish I knew. I couldn't see it. Steven, for ESPN Plus. Yeah, I know. There's a lot of people that are following the game tonight, maybe not even watching it shift by shift. Timo's hockey IQ is disappointing. I think it looks a little bit off tonight. And that giveaway on their first goal, on Florida's first goal, un-Timo-like. We're on our heels. Oh, that was your comment, Alden. Yeah, you're right. You're right. And the shots tell the story. Oh, thank you, Brutus. Look at Brutus coming in strong here. Oh, and I forgot to put the comments on. My bad. Yeah, let's do this. Let's change the Wi-Fi network. So I have to. Oh, it is on the fast one. Well, let's try the 2 gig network. Sometimes the range is better on the 2 gig network. And maybe that was an issue. And my eyelid is doing it right now. My eyelid has been twitching for probably about 2 weeks now. I'm gonna reset this Wi-Fi here. It's this half of my eyelid right out on this side, and it just goes, and you can't, like, I don't think you guys can see it even if you looked close, but man, I feel it, and then it's like, yeah, it's rough. Well, it's not even letting me join my other network, so we're gonna keep rolling with this. Brutus, thank you for the tip and the timing there. We'll see if this works. Eric is listening to the audio on the NHL app. Chase had a similar twitch. Oh, your doctor told it was from... Yeah, you know what? I've heard that too. Stress and lack of sleep. Sleep deprivation. But you know what? Both of those could be very possible in my life. Stress and little sleep. Yeah, that checks out. It's still fuzzy. Oh, well. I've gone most of the third period. We'll figure this thing out. Should just listen to Ruzi. Score! That was a bad one. Score! No, that was also a bad one. Brutus is not watching on an illegal stream. Okay, if you say so. Hello, Tony. The 4 probable finalists this year's playoffs: Florida, Carolina, Colorado, Calgary. Oh, but you think Carolina wins the cup? Boy, I'm telling you, this is not just because of tonight. This is not blowing it out of proportion. Look, we all want Joe Thornton to have this opportunity. And in a season where the Sharks are going to be hard pressed to even jump in a playoff conversation at this point, they're right as of tonight, they're not in the conversation. If they go on like an 8-2 run here, could they join that? Yeah, then they could join the conversation. But even then, right, it's a long ways off. What I'm saying is we're actually so fortunate that Jumbo plays on a team so disconnected from the Sharks. Like what he and they do have no impact on San Jose. So you can easily root for this and that. You absolutely can. Bilford Rimley. Okay, I see what you did there. You picked the Panthers to win the Cup this year when their season started. Their offense is scary good, and you hope it carries over. Yeah, I mean, simple as that. See a lot of effort from some players and a lot of lazy plays by others. Sharks just don't look like I thought in the early portions of this game, they did look a little bit more connected, put together, sharp. What other, ways can I say it? I think as this game has gone on, I'm not saying they've unraveled, still 2-2, but they just haven't been as effective. Going back to the eyelid twitching. It's not the eye, by the way, it's the eyelid. Which is kind of weird. Like, what is an eyelid? It's just like a little piece of skin, like over your eye, and then it just. And what are there muscles? There's obviously muscles in there because it can open and shut. But what would cause that to like flutter in there? Just so weird. Really is weird. If Hertl did go to another team, Dalton. Oh no. Yeah, hopefully he stays. Yeah, I see what you did there. Where would you like to see him go? Which players could you see him fitting in with? Well, selfishly, Dalton, I forget the fit. I mean, the fit is important to the team that's getting him. But I think is it a rental? I guess you have to ask, is it a rental situation? Is it an opportunity for him to go somewhere to sign a next long-term deal? Or is it like you're going to go somewhere for 8 weeks, try and win a cup, and if it doesn't work out, you'll start from scratch? Like, I don't know what he wants. It's similar to, and I know some of you are watching are baseball fans, Matt Olson getting traded from the A's to Atlanta. And first thing they do in Atlanta is they sign him to an 8-year deal, right? So you would have had to think that maybe there were talks, initially that if the player lands here, would you be up for signing a contract? That would be the way we would make this trade, is if we could sign you for the long term. Player says, yep, I would do that. Okay, trade is made. So, if there was a deal like that with the Sharks, would I want to see him land somewhere else for the long term? Sure. I want him to be happy. If he's not going to be here, I mean, I could tell you I would prefer he's not in the Pacific Division, right? I'd prefer he's in the Eastern Conference, most certainly. But I don't know. The longer this goes on, and I honestly feel like if there is a prime time that Hertl might get moved, it wasn't 2 weeks ago. It wasn't even last week. It's like this week. It's this time frame, this time span right now, when teams are really feeling things out. It is kind of a wait to the last minute situation. But at the same respect, the reports are that the Sharks are not taking offers, that they're very serious about doing this. And I don't know, why would that even be out there unless they actually were? I don't think you want to false advertise and then say, oh, just kidding, he's available. Because I think the last thing you want to do is not re-sign him, not get something for him, and then he just walks away. That's probably the worst case scenario. So Joe Thornton has about 40 seconds to score 4 goals here, because we know there's only going to be, after these next 40 seconds, we know there's only going to be one more goal total tonight. So can Jumbo score 4 times in 40 seconds? Glad that never happened. Yikes. Even the prospect, even that night where he scored 3, wasn't that a national broadcast? Was that against the Bruins a couple years ago? I remember because I'm pretty sure I was in Arizona that night doing a spring training, either show or project or something, and I was watching it at a bar and watching him get his first goal. Second goal. I hop on Twitter. We're halfway there to the old rooster trick. Anyway, he got the hat trick, but not 4. That close to 4. I mean, but when he got the 3rd, right, it wasn't even about celebrating the hat trick. It was more like, forget 3, you're 1 short of 4. All right, Sharks pick up a point, 2-2 at the end of regulation. This live stream, Sharks Night Shift, this is not named after the Panthers goalie. That's K-N-I-G-H-T. This is N-I-G-H-T. There, still got the stream going. There's Bob on the bench, figuring out what they're going to do for overtime. Handle Dog, what was Thornton going to do if he scored 4? You don't remember. Oh, well, Handle Dog, that's what Google's for. Our producer of Sharks pre- and post-game this year, Chelsea, she's awesome. One of the cool parts, though, is she comes to us from the Minnesota Wild and also the Arizona Coyotes. Those are the 2 teams that she has worked with and for over the years. And she's obviously the TV stuff, spot on. The hockey stuff, spot on. But she's learning the intricacies of the Sharks. She's learning all of the backstories and the personalities. And Curtis and I will say something, and she's like, "Wait, what? Say that one again. Like, I need to know that, right?" So we have fun reminiscing. And so the Jumbo thing came up, and there were some images and a meme she saw and didn't really understand. I was like, you know what? You're just gonna have to look that one up. I'm not explaining that here in the office. It'll make more sense to you if you read a good description of it. So she found something, she played. I was like, no, that's not it. That's not it. She was looking at it on YouTube. And then she found the right story and how it was told and what happened. She found a good account of, Hertl scoring 4. Who was it? Was it the Caps coach that said that's disrespectful? Somebody in Vancouver asked Patrick Marleau if he thought that was disrespectful that Hertl scored his 4th goal between the legs, and then Jumbo intervened in the dressing room in Vancouver. Anyway, when she found out, when she read the article or read the description of what had happened, I was like 50 feet away, like on the other side of the office, and all I heard was a ha 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 ha. She got it. It was pretty funny. All right, here we go. Did somebody say Desert Dogs? Oh, yeah. No, that's right. She worked for the Desert Dogs. That was the last team that Chelsea worked for. Who does everybody have for the OT goal? Let me know here. Sharks in 3-on-3. I'll kind of watch this a little bit more now that we're in a very pivotal part of the game. I also want to say too, and I've mentioned this before, I really can't wait for this to happen. I want to bring on all of my behind-the-scenes coworkers for Sharks pre- and post-game live, and a lot of them are female, which is awesome. And I don't want to make the whole live stream about that, but I mean, it's such a unique situation, and they're all cool, they're all talented, they're all like not just into hockey, but into the Sharks specifically. So I want to pick their brains a little bit and let you hear what their experience is and what they do, and also kind of share that production side of it. Not just the, hockey thoughts and talk, but also, what they can share about their work. All right, Florida with a decent scoring chance there. Man, it's all pixelated again. What do I need to, hold this thing up in the wind or something? Oh, seriously, it actually got a little bit better when I did that right there. It's funny how, it actually did get better. It's funny, too, how some people are actually don't show any part of it. You're not going to get busted for showing a half second of it on a small screen in the background. I'm not even giving accounts of what's happening in this game. I'm giving, occasional score updates. Oh, crap. Well, that's it. D-zone face-off won by the Panthers. They win. 3-2. Okay. Would you like to hear the Panthers post-game reaction, or would you like to hear the Sharks post-game reaction? I don't know if, you're going to hear much from Jumbo. Man, that's frustrating. In a game that the Sharks were up 2-1, they end up losing 3-2. And so Vetrano gets the final 2 goals of the game. Man, that was a heck of a shot. Just a one-timer that was set up for him. High slot. I don't know how Reimer is supposed to catch up to that one from that distance. If it wasn't going to hit him, I don't know how he was going to stop that. That was that was tough. So here we go. Look at that. Florida didn't take a single penalty in the third. 2 in the first, hooking and high sticking, a roughing, a holding, a delay of game, another roughing, and a bench penalty. All that, and the Sharks got 1 power play goal, gave up a shorty. So I'm just going to say, going back to the 2 roots of this game, easy to see here. Second period, didn't capitalize. A lot of power play time, a lot of opportunities, and they look like they were dangerous. They had their chances. Wasn't to say that they didn't create. And then here's the other one. I mean, look at shots. 7, 9, and 16. And how about this? 11, 12, and 3 third period shots. Also didn't get a shot off in overtime. Who is Doc Brown? Who's Joe Thornton waving to? Doc Brown up there? Jumbo was waving to somebody very specifically in the stands. Yeah, had to be family. Huberdeau shorty, Vetrano 2 goals, and Spencer Knight with 24 saves. Those are your 3 stars. All Panther stars in this game. What, you want to give Jumbo a star in this game? Just for being there for his first game back since who knows when. All right, they're going to do an interview here. I'm going to turn this down just to make sure that we don't get copyright busted. So I've got the Sharks interviews ready to come down. Waiting for the Sharks to start that Zoom meeting. I will put these on the screen. We can react to those in real time. Instant thoughts. Sharks had won 2 in a row. Now, they were both against the Kings. When was the last time the Sharks had won 3 games in a row? Well, it was a while ago. That would have been nice to jump on an actual win streak. And for as much as, hey, playing well sometimes, but I don't even, is tonight a playing well game? Are there any positive takeaways? Outstanding positive takeaways from this one? Let's go back to the Sharks game log here. Let's just look at this and just kind of go game by game here. Let me put this on the screen for you. All right. So here's tonight. I know this is tiny. I know this is really small, so I'll bring it up a little bit bigger here. But had won 2 in a row. The last time they won 2 in a row was actually Buffalo, at Philly, and against Detroit. They won 3 in a row. So it has been more than 2 months since they won 2 in a row. Well, in this case, 3. Then they also won 2 right after Christmas, the 28th and the 30th. That was after they were shut down for a while. Had a couple games postponed as Omicron was raging. Won 3 in a row right after Thanksgiving. 2 in a row right before Thanksgiving. Just my point is that, and 4 in a row to start the season, then 2 in a row shortly after that. And look at the start to their season. Win 4, lose 3, win 2. That's a lot of back and forth right there. I really, again, with this final stretch of games here, which I think, I can put all these on the screen here. Here's the 23 games remaining. If you could make a couple pushes, if you could make a couple runs, honestly, what are the chances of playoffs? I don't know. Yeah, it's low. I get it. But it would make a statement, I think. It would go a long way in figuring out what you want to do next year. Which players are the right ones. And again, too, the trade deadline is coming up now, less than a week away. The Sharks, after the 21st, they might look a little bit different. I dove into the whole Hertl aspect earlier about, what's weighing him down and how that looks and feels to him. But would and should teams be interested in a Jake Middleton out there? Absolutely. Be surprised if they weren't. So, or others, a Barabanov, Cogliano was mentioned. I'm going to see if I can get on this. Whoops. See if I can get on the old Zoom here. This should be starting, I would say, a handful of minutes after the game is over. It's usually up pretty quick, so I'll just make sure that it's that it's going good here. Oops, now I'm totally in the wrong spot here. Hang on one second. Let me get the live chat back up in the mix here. Lane says, I think Hertl is gone. Why? I'd love to hear about that. I'd love to know why. Reimer up for grabs, give him a chance to win. Oh, you're saying put Reimer up for grabs. Okay, and there's another one, right? If I don't know what the Sharks have seen in Sawchenko enough or other goalies they might have in the system, but obviously, Reimer was there this year to help the team be solid and compete and be there for Adin Hill. Hill has never done this through a full season, and this year was not a full season for him. Still not. I don't know how much he's going to play down the stretch. Reimer had a hell of a game. Look, 2 or fewer through regulation. Benefited from a couple huge posts and a reversed goal call. But the Sharks, to that point, they got on their heels in this game. It's, I don't know how you look at James Reimer and say that was the problem tonight. Like I said before, didn't capitalize in the second period on the power play. Didn't do much offensively to be dangerous in the third period. Brutus is exhausted. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notifications, and hit the like button. Brutus, you must wake up early, so I appreciate you hanging out. Yari, if Hertl's gone, this team is done for years to come. Really? They would be getting something back in return. I think in the NHL, that something probably takes several years to flourish. So I do, but still relatively, if we're not saying Hertl and Burns and Couture. What am I drinking on? Well, Jason, you might have missed it earlier. This is a Videodrome DDH IPA. It doesn't have a description on here. A lot of, I guess when I ordered the Fieldwork, it's got a description, but it's from Fieldwork. Cool can, huh? Look at the way that lights up here. Or like the way it's got a nice look to it. Why did the Sharks let Dzingel go through waivers? Yeah, I really don't know. And they picked him up so quick. They put him right to use. He scored a goal in, I think, his 3rd or 4th game as a Shark, and certainly didn't look bad. But I don't know. that all was a little bit confusing to me, and I wonder if they didn't know the Dahlin situation, how behind he was with the injury, the whiplash situation. Was tonight a beers with Brody? No, it was just me watching the end of the Sharks game, and I'm a little bit concerned here because the let me give me 1 second to make sure that I have the right setup here for the Zoom call, because I'm pretty sure that it's the same one I was using before here. All right, let me just see this here. I know this is really exciting stuff. Now I'm distracted trying to find a media availabilities. Well, I'm waiting for the Sharks one to pop up, and it's just not there. Okay, well, give me 1 second. We might be opening up the Florida Panthers availability if that's not going to work. All right. I want to get you guys some interviews here. Because I do think that'll be worth our time. So what I'm literally doing right now is forwarding myself. I'm forwarding myself the email from the Panthers so I can now open it up on my streaming computer here. I know this is really, really, I can do better than this. Oh, come on, email, come through. I'm still waiting for the Sharks Zoom to pop up. It has not done that yet. Oh, there we go. There's that link. All right. Oh, now it's going to ask me my name. There's my email, Brody Brazil, Got my name on there. Let's see if the Panthers are doing their availability. Oh, the host will let me in here soon, so.
Recording in progress.
Hey. Did it kick me off there?
Recording in progress.
And you did seem to settle in as the game went on. You had several big saves during the second period.
There we go.
Team shorthanded. Knowing that changes the momentum in the team's favor, it's got to be a good thing.
Yeah, no, it was great. Everyone battled in the second. Obviously, coming home was huge.
Can't even hear this audio, can you?
All the boys did a really good job with that. So.
What was that third period and overtime like from your perspective? Because it seemed like something really flipped in that third period, the start of that third period in particular.
Yeah, the guys, when they haven't talked, I sit there and watch them. Some things they do is crazy. Obviously, Sam's is a great team. They played a great game. But like I said, I think I can be better and allow them to play that way earlier on. I can't let them down.
This isn't really vibing for me.
George Richards, Florida Hockey Now.
Yeah, Spencer, first off, just coming up in that third period, how tough was it as a goalie to play in that when you didn't see a whole lot of shots and one, a tip or something could turn that game?
Yeah, it's hard, but I think I've had those sort of things. I've started games.
All right, I'm going to try and see if I can get back on the Sharks Zoom here. I apologize. It usually
do the best you can.
Is up and ready to go, and
the shots, so.
Thank you.
See if I can leave and join it. Yeah, it's still not up. I'm wondering what's going on there. Maybe I've got the wrong information. It's possible, and if so, it's on me. It's not their fault. Let me just try one more thing here. Whoops. Post game. Do I have the right link? I think I do. Maybe they just haven't started it yet. I really don't know what's going on. All right. Well, you might not be getting Sharks' reaction. In that case, I'll do a couple more questions, and we'll probably just close it out that way. So I'll keep this up here just in case the Zoom pops up. It really should have already. The Panthers Zoom was, yikes. Bad audio, couldn't hear it. I don't think there was any microphone there at all. Try this one more time. Do that. That. Yeah, it's not popped up yet. That's a good comment right here. Google, is this really you? Text 1 for yes and no for 7. I like when Google asks me, are you a robot? Prove you're not a robot. I'm like, no, you're the robot. Asking me if I'm a robot. How does that work? It's a mechanical keyboard. What keyboard am I using, Wheezing Lungs? Oh, you love the clicks, huh? Okay, I'll tell you a little bit about it. I have a video about this keyboard on my channel. It's called the Keychron K2. It does a bunch of cool, and you can't really see it. Like, it's got cool RGB lighting. It's just that there's so much light on this right now that it doesn't show up necessarily. But it does. Ooh, look at that. Yeah, and it's a mechanical keyboard. These are Cherry MX brown switches, I want to say. I think they're brown. There's blue switches, which are really clicky. In fact, I almost got the blues. But it was just so, like, it was so loud. This is nice. Isn't it refreshing to, like, watch, like, listen to this. Oops. And I just, I misspelled it too. Whatever. It is, like, satisfying to hear that clicky sound. Yeah, you're welcome, Yari, and I'm sorry that the Sharks Zoom, I guess I just didn't have the right info here. The one that we've been using all year, the one I had been using is not popping up, so I'm not exactly sure what's going on. Oh, all the players are with Jumbo. No, me. Yeah, it's possible. It's very possible. Why are the A's doing that again? It's what they do. I mean, the one thing you can say about the A's is that if you don't like it, and I understand that, it's worked every single time. So now it works. Now, how do you extend it? You've got to make it work, and then you've got to add on to it. You know, the current group that's here was only around because they regenerated after the 2014 season. So it's a cycle. Really is. Oh, Ghost Charm, you've been using Cherry Blues for years. Yeah, it is. It is hard to go back to like I have another keyboard over here, like a flat, like wireless one. It's no good at all. But then after you use that, and you're like, oh, that feels cheap and dirty. And then you feel like that you just really, and this isn't even like a full keyboard. The reason I have this one here is the size, the form factor. Obviously, it's wireless too. So if I want to do something else on the desk, I just move it. But Keychron, I highly recommend. These are well built. I mean, this thing is metal, built like a tank. I think you can customize these. Yeah, I really like this keyboard. And yeah, you can get the Cherry MX different keys for different keyboards, but the Cherry MX on this keyboard is really good. PewDiePie, what keyboard does he use? I'm not really sure. Oh, Razer keyboard. I know that's a big gaming one. Oh, Jason. It is trying times, I have to say. On both fronts, it's trying times, which is amazing because let's go back to like 2018, 2019. A's were reemerging. Sharks were doing their thing. Here we are in 22, and it feels like we're 20 years removed from that. Hasn't been that long. Oh, no Jumbo impression. Hi, Proud. I'm with the boys now, you know? Yeah, I don't know why this the Sharks media availability is not happening. AJ, maybe you know. Did I miss it? Is it happening? You're on there quite a bit. I think I just plugged in the wrong link here, and I'm looking for the right one, and I'm struggling to find it, and I can't find it. And I'll look one more time here. I thought I had the right one. It's possible. They're like, yeah, no media availability. We're hanging out with Jumbo. At least we aren't Coyotes fans. Nope. Yep, you're right, Ghost Charm. Desert Dogs. Ghost Charm, you were a great caller, by the way. When you called in a couple weeks ago or whenever that was, and people really Oh, wait. Wait, really? They're not doing post-game? So I do have the right link. I have the right link. They're not doing post-game interviews? Wow. That's crazy. I don't think I've ever heard of that before, but it's also like, I also understand if they want to do something with Jumbo. I get it. I'm okay with that. You don't need to come talk to us after that. If you want to spend 25 minutes with Jumbo before they hop on the plane and fly out wherever, fine, then go do that. Wait, here it is. You love your 60% keyboard. Yeah, and I forget the size form factor of this one, but highly enjoying this one. Have you back anytime? Yeah, on the voice call, yeah. We should definitely do it. Oh, I see. No Zoom for the post game. I got it. Well, surprised me. Andrew, hello from Japan. Good to hear from you. That welcome back Jumbo clip almost made me cry. Can we get confirmation? I want to know what you all think. Did he cry? Did he shed a tear there? And again, I'm only asking for just confirmation because I'm pretty sure I felt like he did. He didn't have the whole ugly crying face thing, but I'm pretty sure I saw saturation around the high cheek area. He was a little flushed too. Like he was, I think he was enjoying it, but I think it also struck a chord with him. That's all I care about. Crying or not, that's fine. You cry. Everybody cries. We do. No, he didn't, but he smiled. Our eyes were watering. We all did, for sure. Had goosebumps. So you didn't see one. Probably shed 2 or 3. Watery eyes. Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw watery eyes. So, God, is that you? You know what? The Sharks Twitter account, I think, posted the tribute video in its entirety, the one that they showed. Tears were soaked into the beard. Yeah. Well, it hides everything, right? Alden saw some moisture. That's what I thought too. Or maybe he was flushed. Yeah, your icon does not show up more, but I wonder why that is. And it's got like a broken, I can move my mouse over here. It's got like a broken little image right there. That is really weird. The ESPN commentary has some trash-talking moments in the third, chirp after chirp. Wait, you mean they were chirping the Sharks, or they played a clip of chirping? I didn't. I mean, I had it on mute, so I couldn't hear it. Haley might have cried. Ghost Charm is trying to talk to God now. This is probably not the place to do it on this live chat. Wow, there is like surprising amount of beer left here. I'm kind of embarrassed. Do I have the old beer sound effect on here? You're gonna probably, oh, yep, I knew that would pop up. All right, let me get that out of there. Do I have it on? Sharks lose tonight. And, Florida's a good team too, right? Like you can't, I think it's just, this is one of those cases where depending on who you're playing, they only had a 2-1 lead. They were up 1-0, game tied. Up 2-1, tied at 2. Florida goal got taken away, so then it was not 3-2, it was back to 2-2, and then it was 3-2 in overtime, and that's it. But it's just frustrating that, you know, they were hanging in there with a good team like Florida. And I said earlier, what are the positive takeaways? Maybe that's it. Maybe that alone is it. Is you were right in there in a game with the Panthers, but every chance to have a bigger lead, hang on to that lead, couldn't do it. They caught EK65. See, I'm missing this. I was not listening at all to the third period, so I wasn't. I was not privy to it. Anytime Luongo tries to chirp a contract, weren't you taking photos with Roberto Luongo recently? Didn't I see that? ESPN commentators were extremely biased to Florida. Even Brian Boucher, former San Jose Shark goalie, I think Boucher does a tremendous job as an analyst. I really do. Where can you get a can? Oh, one of these? At Fieldwork. Right there. Fieldwork Brewing. They're in San Ramon, Berkeley. Now I think in Monterey. Is there a Corte Madera location? Is there one? There's one up in Napa. They're all over the place. God is shouting out Ghost Charm. Here we go. Hey, God.
Any thoughts on the third period interference call? Was it an obvious?
I can't even answer the question now. God, is that you?
Yes, it is me. Do you have any thoughts on the third period interference call? Was it obvious?
Wait, hang on.
Was it obvious?
That's not a good one.
Was it obvious?
Let's try this one right here. I'll see if this one right here. Yeah. Okay, that's not what you tuned in for. Stop that, Brazil. Homer Simpson, beer. That's a classic. Oops. From Shang Pang via AJ Strong. When did I ever think I'd say that? Joe Thornton just passed by us to enter the Sharks locker room area. Well, no surprise. I heard that Joe was hanging out with Patrick Marleau earlier today. That's also pretty cool. Oh, fieldwork in San Mateo. Oh. See, there's something still on here. Can hear it in the headphones. Okay, now it's off. Fieldwork in San Mateo, and it's good beer. Highly recommended it. And I think Bush did a great job. And again, I wish tonight, let's be very clear, I wanted to work this game. I wanted Randy and Hetty and Drew to do this game. Stories, memories, flashbacks, throwbacks. I don't know what's going on. Sorry, Haley, I got a little excited there. That beer is getting... God says, weird emoji face. That's absolutely what you tuned in for. Laura's like, what am I doing here? I'm sorry, Laura. It's just, got one beer and I got carried away with the God voice. I don't know if this was the right one.
At Bob Jackson, agreed.
Darren, no, come on, guys. I'm just having fun here. It's not that. Oh, I'm feeling loose. Patty needs to sign with the Avs or Panthers, ideally yesterday, to win that cup. And honestly, if you would have told me at the beginning of this year, only Jumbo would be playing the entire year and Patty would be out, I'd be surprised by that. I thought if there was room for Jumbo in the NHL, that there'd be room for Patty too. And maybe, I don't know, maybe part of that was Patty. I don't know. He hasn't really talked much about the decision or I also thought he would have been part of the Team Canada roster for the Olympics. Once we knew the NHL players weren't going, I thought that was a perfect opportunity for him to jump back into something. If he wanted to. Maybe he didn't want to. I don't know. Because I don't know. Looking at their roster, I find it hard to think that he would be intentionally excluded. Like looking at their roster and then figuring what he could add to it.
Getting crunk with Brody Almighty.
Getting crunk. What is this, like 2003? Okay. All right. So long as you're slightly entertained, that's all that matters. You know what else I could do here? Brody Zeus Brazil. I mean, I could also do something else here really quick. And I think y'all might like this. Here, let me close out Zoom since I know that's not happening. Leave meeting. Okay. So what I'm going to do is open up my... Let me see where I have this here. Where do I even have this here? Well, I know where I can. Okay, I know what I can do here. Hang with me. I promise you, this will be worth it here. So I'm gonna go here. Actually, do you want to just see what I'm doing here? Let's just give you a look here. Okay, we're on my computer. We're gonna go to. Here we go. Is it on? Yeah, it is. Do you want me to do a live stream with auto freaking tune? Come on. None of you expected that to be coming, right? Oh, wait a second. None of you expected that to happen, right? None of you could have known that was gonna happen. I was gonna do some auto tune. I was trying to hold a key right there. I feel like I should do some. T-Pain, but I don't really know. You got any requests? You guys want some? Feed me some lyrics, and I will do a T-Pain rendition. Add this to the list of things I never knew I always needed. Oh, B-Pain. Yeah, there we go. Oh, this live stream just went from 0 to 100 real quick. I mean, yeah, it's... speaking of Hey Blue, how you do? How about this? I've got an idea. Hang on a second here. I got this idea. Put that on there. Wait, no. I'm blue, da-ba-dee-da-ba-dee, da-ba-dee-da-ba-dee. Even when I laugh, it does it. Even when I laugh, it does it. That's so awful. What am I doing right now? I've lost all respect. Well, I didn't have any probably, as Curtis would tell me, but anyway. Okay, let me get my settings back. Stand by. Okay, loaded the proper mic settings. We're good. This by the way is a little something I use. It's called Universal Audio Apollo Twin X. This is the software side of it. Well, that mouse was big there. And then the hardware side of it is actually this guy right here. So this does all my microphone processing and stuff. So that's the cool trick that's doing that. Okay, let me go back here to the old live chat, and we'll kind of close it out. California. Yeah, see, now I'm getting all the requests songs I should have done. Freebird. Thanks, Cher, for auto-tune being abused. Brody's ADD comes out after a single beer. Deep diving into the plug-in bag. Oh, man, Haley says, buy you a drink. Shorty, buy you a drink. Oh, yeah, look at Bruce was saying the same thing. Of course, I can't sing. Well, you knew that, but auto-tune can make anybody sing. Freebird. I don't know about multi-talented. Bruce is throwing up over here. V-Dog. Scott, I heard Dan say on the audio broadcast at one point, he didn't see Joe much in the third. What happened to Joe in the third? I mean, I just think he didn't play. I don't think it was an issue. I think that they just shortened their bench a little bit. 2-2 game, trying to score, trying to win, trying to capitalize. 3-6-9. Damn you, fine. That's funny. From the windows to the walls. You're forwarding this to Brownie. Brutus, you didn't miss anything. I turned on auto-tune for a bit because this whole thing over here was just this is too cheesy. So I turned on auto-tune. Auto-tune. Haley remembers her first beer. I do too. And you know what's funny? I was telling my wife about this. It was amazing that, yeah, in the early 2000s and when I turned 21, maybe even before then, things I used to drink were the same all the time. Corona, Heineken, Stella. And it's no offense if you like those, that's great. I mean, I pretty much drink IPAs, Fieldwork, Altamont Brewing, Danville Brewing. I support Drake's, a lot of East Bay local breweries for sure. And I'll have a Pacifico because I like those. And I'll have a Coors Light at the pool. But other than that, Molson, I'll have a Kokanee if you look those up. But I'm not into having just run-of-the-mill beer anymore. Like you gotta have something with pop and with character. Yeah, don't look at the video. Don't look at the video. What's Patrick Marleau doing these days? He's spending a lot of time with his family. And I'm not saying that because I talked to him a bunch. I'm saying that because his wife and I are Instagram buddies. So, you know, it's I think he just may have arrived at a point where this is what he's going to do. He's going to make up for a lot of years of working hard, being a hockey player, and now he gets to be family man for a little bit. So maybe that's it. You know, Jason, I was saying as the game was 2-2 into overtime, what would be the chances that Jumbo would play the ultimate factor? Because tonight in the game, he wasn't that. I think it's pretty safe to say that in this game, you know, for all the buildup there was about his return and people excited to see that, you know, the game itself did not provide a, you know, pinnacle Joe Thornton moment. Unless he were to score the game-winning goal, then my gosh, we would have never have forgotten tonight. Brutus, hey, you're a mod. You can't do that. Yeah, you can. It's fine. I'm just kidding. Oh, AJ, Corona, Heineken, and Stella, the San Jose State trifecta. You use all those to wash down a little La Vic. You know, the orange sauce, like the orange sauce really pairs well with a Corona, a Heineken, and a Stella. And a Stella. I used to buy orange sauce separately. I kid you not. And I would go back to my apartment. Was my apartment on 4th Street? Is that right? Whatever the Colonnade apartments are. Anybody familiar with those, by the way? I used to live there. My last 2+ years of college. First 2 years were in the dorms. Final 2 years I lived on in the Colonnade apartments. You know what I was just realizing? I'll go through these comments too in just a second, but can we do roll call tonight? Where are you watching from? Where is everybody at tonight? What are you doing? That would be a nice bonus too. I mean, you're watching this. What else are you doing tonight? But also, where are you watching from? For Loco, can't say I ever had that. I knew about it. I was legal enough to do it. Never got into that. Yeah, and Yari, as you said, Patty is coaching his son, and he was hanging out with Jumbo today. I saw him hanging out with Scott Hannon a while back. Hanner! No surprise, they're buddies. They go back. Good dudes. Yeah, Hertl must be banging his head. He had a couple of those chances at the end of the second period on the power play. He had like 2 good looks in a row. In fact, he almost skated after the second one. He almost skated towards the inboards. I felt like he was going to headbutt the inboard with time running out. Yeah, I was like a chipmunk. That's what auto-tune does to you. Kokanee is great if you're in British Columbia. If you ever go up to Vancouver or anywhere in BC, grab yourself a Kokanee. I think they sell them in Alberta too. But yeah. The beer snobs would scoff. Burns tells a great Thornton story. I got my parents here staying in the RV in front, and he chats with them all night. And he makes them feel part of it. Makes my dad feel like he's played in the NHL with for years. Just a really, really special guy. Oh, that's cool. And that's not surprising. I said at the end of our post game on Saturday night that I don't even think Joe was going to stay at the team hotel on this trip to San Jose. I think he was going to stay with former Shark players like at their house. And sure enough, that suggestion, I was half kidding. I was mostly serious. And I'm probably pretty close. I would love to make a trip up to Van. And I say Van, but all of BC is beautiful. Next time we can grab it at the what's the name of Earl's? I like Earl's. Is it Earl's Cafe? I know there's a bunch of Earl's locations. Wash down the La Vic. Tell me you're from San Jose without telling me you're from San Jose. Well, I spent a lot of years in San Jose. When I used to, my first TV job from 2000? Yeah, 99, 2000, all the way until 2007. I worked in San Jose, actually right near the Great Mall, so North San Jose. But then I was obviously at San Jose State from 99 to 2004. No, 3. No, I wasn't there that long. Yeah, 99 to 03. 4.5 years. So got a lot of experience downtown. Okay, here we go. We got the locations. Wise words, Haley. Alameda in the house. Michael checking in from Texas, the Lone Star State. Hello. Howdy. Zombine. The South Side. Love to hear it. Brutus is just on Earth. That's glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that. Los Gatos. Burlingame. Chilling in the 209 is Sports Kid. Ooh, Boston. Hello from Boston. It's getting pretty late out there. It's 1:49 a.m. in Boston. If my math serves me correct. What can I let me see here. I don't know if that's going to pop up. Hang on one second. Let me just do the old yeah, that one's not going to pop up, but this one should here. I'll do the old time check here. Ooh, it's 10:49 in California. Yeah, there you go. 1:49 in New York. See, so it is pretty late out there. Oh, Birdo 2K just got back from the game. Ooh, sad face. Vancouver, Joey, Castro Valley. So yours truly was brought into Earth. Gaming with the wife in San Jose. You were at the game. Nice. I think a lot of the Sharks go to dinner at Maggiano's in Santana Row. Has anyone ever run into a player there? I've been there. It's been a while, but I've been there. Yeah, and you know what? Santana Row is a very popular place for two things. I mean, there are condos there for a lot of players who don't buy a house. You can rent something there. More of a condo, luxury condo type situation. Plus amenities, place to go drink and eat and all that stuff. And malls right across the street. But also a lot of visiting teams, they either stay downtown San Jose or they stay out in Santana Row. So I don't think I'm sharing that, but that's pretty common knowledge. I think most people know that. Half Moon Bay in the house. Eddie, I know what HMB is. Gig Harbor, Patterson. Manny, you're over the Altamont. Ooh, Los Angeles, about to clock into work. You work at a firm. Like, that sounds pretty that sounds like really professional there at a firm. Shout out to Castro Valley High School. Absolutely. Class of 1999 over here. Charlottetown, PEI, Boise, Idaho. Oh, relaxing after. That's right, Haley, the heart thing. I hope that's all going well. If you're having appointments, I'm hoping that it's just checkups. I'm wishing you the best in that. Oh, man, there's a lot of comments here. I need to challenge Hannon to a head-off. I don't know what that means. Andrew checking. I know where Andrew's from. He's from about an hour outside of Tokyo in Japan. Tonight's first star should be the goalposts. Yeah, no kidding. Alden just finished a brew in San Mateo. Guess what? I just finished. Oh, I just finished mine too. This is why none of you would want to actually go out and have a beer with me. Burping half the time, like spitting particles out half the time. I just don't want to get it on equipment here. Calgary. Okay. Any Chinooks lately up in southern Alberta? Do try math on stream, Brazil. No. I'm so bad at it. Las Vegas, the city of no MLB team ever. Well, you know what, Timothy? Expansion might happen. Honestly, I think that's why there's such a push by MLB that the A's explore this, not just for themselves, but also it doesn't hurt to look at a city that I think baseball really is considering and would really like to eventually be in. But I'm with you. I certainly hope that it's not a current team that ever moves there. Game was fun to watch. I agree. The first 2 periods, I feel like watching the third period and 3 shots, and that was rough. First 2 periods, I did think were fun. Am I going to do any more games for a broadcast? You know what? Thursdays, I definitely will not be. I'm on baseball on Thursday, and the game is on ESPN Plus again. If you're talking about Santana Row, O'Kane and Meyer practically lived there. For anyone wondering, EK65 is super basic and loves his Starbucks. Does he really? Coffee, right? I get it, but Starbucks, you know, I'm not knocking Starbucks. I'm not. But do people really like Starbucks, or do they just like the convenience of Starbucks? Probably the convenience. They're all over the place, easy to get. Oh, I want coffee. They have it. It's good enough. Like, what if Starbucks coffee were like really, like Dunkin' Donuts coffee for whatever reason, really good. Pete's coffee, really good. There's a lot of local coffee shops, really good coffee. Yeah, I think people just like the convenience of Starbucks maybe more than the actual coffee. Joey bringing up a positive. At least we got 1 point. Yeah, I get it. I mean, it does, you know. You need wins, you need confidence, you need to string some things together. Clovis, California. You saw Bakes at a Starbucks once. I mean, look, we've all been to a Starbucks. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. In Berkeley right now for college. I think you're saying right now for college. Cool. Congratulations, Manny. Best of luck to you as a Golden Bear. Burns on the Thornton tribute video. It was great. You could have had Steven Spielberg do a 2.5-hour movie with him and nobody would have got bored. It's very true. And Randy's calls on there were so awesome. And they had some Drew clips in there, and they had some, I think, did they have some Ruzi, calls in there? I mean, just the way Randy's calls are just so authentic, so natural, so spot on. He just nails it every time. You hear Half Moon Bay has some giant waves. Well, the Mavericks are out there. That's why they do them there. Never been with. Yeah, it's Half Moon Bay is beautiful. So close to the Bay Area. It's a gem of Northern California. Jason, you know what? This is an idea that I had years ago. Would be to do a get together, and I pitched it a little bit on social, maybe prematurely, because I was told by some people who have a little control over my doings that this may not be what you want to do, and it's not like a sanctioned work event, and only the fact that there's no safety measures, no precautions. I'm like, yeah, but it's just me going to a local establishment and inviting people. They say, but you don't know these people personally. And yeah, that's true. Anyway, so I know you're suggesting that, mostly serious, I think, but I am too. I had thought about this before. That's why the Beers with Brody thing started, because we could do it on Zoom. It's easy and everybody gets to watch it, get to make a stream out of it. But I maybe consider doing that, and when we are way done with current state of the world, like way done with it. I don't want to push it. There's no reason for us to push this now, but I would be interested in that. I definitely would. Lucas is at Travis Air Force Base, right up 80. Glad to hear it. Hope you're doing well. The Mandalay Bay Rays. Stop that, Timothy. Oh, they like the sugar in the Starbucks. Oh, there's another one, Morbital. Tim Hortons, right? Like, known for really good coffee. No, I don't get to. I probably used to back in the day, but I have a child and a busy life, and I'm about 45 miles away from San Jose. So, and I was around the team and I was around the players a lot more in my younger years. I still stay connected and I still value those connections, but I also don't want to, let them do them. I don't want to look too needy or be around it too much. I want to be friendly. I want to have good conversations. I really do. I want there to be some mutual respect, but I don't have the need for that. Starbucks is a coffee flavored drink. Woo, at best. Your neighbor is the former CFO and number 2 at Starbucks. Wow. Must be doing quite well. Great family. French pressed all day long. Alden ran into the entire team in 2010 at CB Hannigan's in Los Gatos. It's long gone. Cranky gave my friend a piggyback ride. Priceless. Yeah, I could see that. Folgers coffee's better than Starbucks. My goal is to see Brody at an A's or Sharks game. Well, it happens. It very much happens. I was at a fair amount of A's games last year, especially early. Hey from Santa Cruz. Thanks for checking in. Eddie, he was working the Senators broadcast on the radio side last check, and I haven't had a ton of communication. That's on kind of my wish list of things to do, maybe this summer. Kind of want to wait until hockey season, slows down, and it would be great to catch up now that he's back in the hockey realm. Kind of wanted to give him some space for a while. You would totally fly in for this. I've been telling you to meet you at Danville Brewing forever, and I'm never there. Well, I don't know if you've noticed, AJ, but the last 2 years have been kind of touch and go for drinking, eating, and all that stuff. Maybe the first year was, but now I'm too old. I've always got a new excuse. Brody's Brew Crew. Oh yeah, I see. Must have a VIP room to keep the shenanigans. Could you imagine that? We do a get together and there's like a VIP area and everybody's like, what is he? No, first off, I'm joking. That would never happen, but it'd be crazy. We are talking coffee. I asked Felix earlier, if somebody said that Erik Karlsson really fancies himself Starbucks. And I said, well, do people really like Starbucks, or do they just like the convenience of Starbucks? That's what I think it is. So, yeah, Tim Hortons. Love some Tims. Double with Timbits. Now we're talking. The food there is pretty good too. I don't think that gets enough credit. The variety of food and the donuts, obviously. But I think Tim Hortons. I mean, I don't know that I'm going there for dinner, but like it's the quintessential quick breakfast, quick lunch place in Canada, right? I'm not saying like, what's the other one? What's the other? Boston Pizza. What are the other like Canadian dining establishments that are really popular? I've been to a lot of them. I will give you all ratings if you mention them. I'll give you comments on them. But would I ever want to take a player up in my plane? Well, I don't own a plane, but would I feel comfortable and confident? Absolutely. Only if they were really interested. You know what? Burnsy used to hit me up about that. I think at one point he was very interested in just like, what does it take to become a pilot and flying and aviation? So we never really got deep into it. How long does it take me to drive 45 miles to work? Well, without giving away exactly without like triangulating my location, let's just say that I think my drive to SAP Center might be about 45 minutes. and my drive to work in the studio is probably about 42 minutes. So probably, I mean, if you do the speed limit, it's 42 and 45 miles, right? 60 miles an hour. I know, Tony, you're Canadian, so it's kilometers and ticks and all that stuff. But so that's kind of the deal there. If you're asking right now or overall time, I mean, honestly, one of my favorites that I'll just say this, from when I started covering the team and getting to know people a lot better, you know, when you're a fan, I don't know that you can truly, you see the player, you hear their quotes, you gain a good perspective of them, but until you're actually around them and you see them operate away from the cameras and whatever, I think that's when you really can pick favorites and things like that. And I always like Dan Boyle. I really, and I'm not just saying that because he's worked with us a little bit, and I really the undrafted nature. By the time he got to the Sharks, he was established in the league. He felt comfortable as a leader, and a pretty normal guy. But also expects to win and expects, like you can't get there without being a little pushy, right? He's got some fire in him. That's what it is. He's got some fire that I really like. But I also like Scott Nickel. I liked Manny Malhotra for a short time that the Sharks had him. Rob Blake was tremendous for a short time. Of course, the Pavelskis, and there's a lot of players over the years that I could name. So I don't want to go down too far on that list because it could go forever. Oh, Phil's is a must try. Yeah, for coffee, absolutely. Okay. AJ, are you trying to set this up? Are you trying to set up a get together? You, me, Alden, good beer, Top Golf, good times. You could talk me into that. You absolutely could. Yeah. But no tweeting while we're there. No live streaming. And also, I'd like to have a driver drive me home. And actually, especially, nobody record my golf shot. It's not bad. I mean, I took lessons for a little while, and I tried to get into golf. But it'd be terrible right now. Yeah, it would be really, really bad. And then I would blame it on the clubs at Top Golf, the ones they provide you with. If you want to, bowling's a different story. Like I could bowl everybody under the table. That's no question. Golf, I'm going to embarrass myself. Joey, thanks for being here. I really appreciate it, buddy. Craig just got home from the game. How cool is this? You were at the game. You got home. You're in time here for the live stream. I'm still on. This is sweet. Was happy with the first two periods. Thought the Sharks played well. Third, never saw him on your side. Maybe for a minute out of the 20. 3 shots on goal, right, in that third period. I know I've gotten far distracted from the actual game notes and situation of what happened here. But, I mean, literally, this is... And this is good. 11 and 12 shots, and they were creating, and they were dangerous, and they were up on the scoreboard. But yeah, the game from the third period and into overtime was the total difference. Let's go back to Joe Thornton's night for just a second. So dash 1, 10 minutes and 3 seconds, 13 shifts. Now I do have to say, and the same thing with Hornqvist there. It just kind of limited in time tonight and in the amount of shifts. I mean, only 13 shifts? That's crazy too, right? Guy comes back, first game, and I get it. They're trying to, so part of it is twofold. They're a tight game, shorten the bench, also trying to edge him back into playing. I don't know. And if there was something that was ailing him tonight, you're never going to hear about it post-game. You're never going to hear about it. Absolutely not. He doesn't want to make that anything about him or the injury. He just wants to play the game. Panthers win. He moves on. He'll never tell you about it. But 10 minutes and 13 shifts is not... I mean, average shift, he was out there as long, taking normal shift lengths. There was nothing sketchy about that. No shots on goal. Look at this. No stats. Didn't have a shot on goal. Didn't have one blocked. Didn't miss one. Didn't throw a hit. Didn't give it. Have a giveaway. Didn't take away a puck, didn't block a shot, didn't take a draw, obviously, but if you're on the wing, it's not going to happen. Although he's listed as center here. So, anyway, not a surprise. I think circling back, and I just want to say this because I know there's a lot more people on here now, and there's a lot different people on here now. The hype entering tonight was that it was Joe Thornton's first trip back to the tank since he was a Shark. And that's a big deal, right? It's not new to us. It had been a while. Been with the Leafs before the Panthers, but was it really about his first trip back tonight, or was it more about that might have been his last game at the tank ever? Think of all the ones he played there across his career and things that he's done there, and things that have happened there, and good and bad. And all the moments. I don't even need to spell them out for you. Tonight might have been it. So there you go. That's the history. I'm probably gonna bail out here in just a few more minutes. Man, the live chat is popping. Is that true? Are there no phones allowed at Topgolf? No, there are, right? You're just saying you're gonna comply. Eddie, I'm not sure what the situation is. There was kind of a scheduling issue, and then there were some COVID restrictions that popped up and stuff we had to do in the studio and not on location. So I really don't know. So Jumbo was 00001 tribute video. Got it. Yes, Timothy, there is a connection there. There absolutely is. It's my belief that every golf sesh turns into a happy go more swing off. It really does. And I should have asked Joe Pavelski for some golfing lessons. There was a day we were actually supposed to go do a little golfing segment thing for TV, and I think that prior night, I don't want to get into it too much, but I had a family emergency that night, and I had to bail out because it was like golfing first thing the next morning. There's no way I was able to do it. Bowl everyone under the table? You have video that would contradict that? Oh, did I throw a gutter ball or something at the Sharks bowling thing? Yeah, I did. But that was not, come on. It was probably a couple beers in and probably wasn't really doing it for real. Wait a second. God, here's God. Hang on. Wait.
Love Jumbo. Yeah.
Very close to tears watching the video tribute. Yeah, I mean, it was touching. I mean, you could throw anything up there. You could pick, there's so many moments. It's hard to encompass. Like Bernsey said, you need Steven Spielberg in 2.5 hours to do it right. It is great to have Drew back. I totally agree, Scott. Did I purposely bite on your outdoor? Oh, on Twitter the other night. No, I mean, look. Okay. If the Sharks were to play another outdoor game, there are multiple options in the Bay Area. I mean, for example, Stanford's got a beautiful football stadium that's probably smaller than what the NHL wants, but, outdoors, great weather, good proximity to the tank. They've already done Levi's, so I don't think you'd repeat that. It's not like Fenway Park enough, right? It's not swaggy enough. At Cal Memorial Stadium would seat enough people. Like, that's a huge venue. It has a nice view up there. I could probably see that. Hard to get to, though. Let's be honest. I don't know. Berkeley? Yeah, I guess. But then I think you get to the baseball stadiums in the Bay Area. And there's only one right now that would qualify for the bid of this, and that's Oracle Park in San Francisco. Now, I think everybody knows my allegiance to one side of the Bay's baseball versus the other. So, of course, I'm going to say Howard Terminal when it gets built, but more on that in just a second. Oracle Park, I actually thought when they were announcing Levi's Stadium, when you kind of heard the Sharks were up for an outdoor game, I was like, even back then, pushing, and Howard Terminal was nowhere near the radar yet. I thought it would do the Bay Area well. Right downtown San Francisco, the water, Golden Gate Bridge right around the corner, the Bay Bridge. And it would have given Northern California a tremendous amount of exposure. And that's still a possibility. Look, I said I'm an A's guy. If this is for the Sharks, I'm going to put my A's Giants stuff aside, and even then, look, Ace Giant stuff, you guys know. You know where I side, but you also know that I'm not that stupid to make something for the Sharks worse because of the A's and Giants. That's dumb. If the Sharks can get Oracle Park, do it. But if their next outdoor game's not going to be until 2027 and there is a Howard Terminal freshly open, well, then you've got two great options, and I think you should go with the new sexy one. Just saying. But I will say, there are going to be some, from what I understand, a couple of European games next year for the NHL. And, the Sharks they've never been the visiting team in one of these outdoor games. I'm wondering if their next experience might be the road team in an outdoor venue. But I certainly hope that they can be a host, and I hope that they get to choose one of the Bay Area's other venues. Levi Stadium, it worked. I loved the night. It was 73,000, whatever it was, Sharks fans there. I'll never forget it. It was a very cool thing they did, and I actually didn't even appreciate it enough until I got there. Being there gave me a whole new perspective on it, and seeing the rink being built all week and all that stuff. It was great. I wouldn't do it there again. I think that was a fine enough place to do when it opened. It was brand new. I get it. But I think they need to try somewhere else in the Bay Area. We have other options, fortunately, luckily. And like I said, Cal, Memorial Stadium, interesting, huge. But I think one of the two Major League Baseball stadiums, one of them right now would be a candidate. And maybe by a couple years' time, maybe two of them would be candidates. I don't know. Oh, AJ. Oh, come on. Is Todd McClellan my favorite Sharks head coach that I've covered? You know what? I mean, I got to know Todd the best, had the most back and forth with him, had some, kind of special access with him that's gained over time and trust and, conversations, and you're not just doing the interview thing. It's, hey, let's talk about stuff. So if you're saying favorite in a sense of, best connected to, then that's definitely the case. And I think Pete DeBoer was a fine coach. I wish, and I think where he came from in New Jersey, that was kind of the model of not give too much to the media, maybe. So, but he was not like that, really. He really wasn't like that at all. I mean, to a certain extent, maybe, but not, wasn't the Lou Lamoriello stuff that you hear about. And I think Bob Bugner is a great coach. I don't know that he's been given all the tools that every other Sharks head coach has had. So I think it's hard. It's so much harder on him, and it's showing a lot of times. Oh, Tightwad. Yeah, there you go. If they play at Cal, Tightwad Hill. That'd be part of it. Cal would be nice. How's Doug Wilson's health? Is he coming back soon? You're genuinely worried. You know what? Scott, I have not heard any updates. And the last round that I did hear was not exactly, I mean, it was reassuring in a sense that nothing was imminently wrong. It's just taking time. And Doug is firmly away from his role, his everyday role as GM. Still very much in touch and keeping tabs on everything, and is not totally disappeared. But I think it's very clear that he's not in the everyday mix of this right now. At least physically being there, and so I don't know. I am genuinely worried too, to a certain extent, because it's not like him to not be around at all or for this long. But I also don't want to scare people because I don't know the details. I really don't. Oh, that's another good idea. Playing at Tahoe. I mean, they've done it. Do I foresee the Sharks actually getting a Tahoe outdoor game? The answer is probably no, though. You remember why that all happened? Because they couldn't have fans at any games. And, how many bleachers would they construct at Edgewood? I mean, you could only put up so many seats, and they need, I know that was for the visuals, but it was also because they didn't have any fans there. That was kind of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, which is sad. I would love to see another game or two there. In fact, I mentioned do Tahoe week. Like have the Sharks fly in and Sharks play somebody on a Monday. And or like you could do like on a Sunday, it kicks off on a Sunday, Sharks and somebody. Then on a Tuesday, Ducks and somebody. Then on a Wednesday, Kings and somebody. On a Thursday, Golden Knights and somebody. And then on a Saturday, I don't know, I guess I'm running out of teams here. Maybe Sharks again and somebody else. Anyway, if you're going to go through the trouble of setting up that rink, but the problem is the league does not want to play that many games in a venue like that, which doesn't hold fans, right? Doesn't have any capacity. So, and I know they could put up portable bleachers, but nowhere near the amount that they would need to justify doing that again. So it was kind of a one-time thing, unfortunately. And they also screwed up the timing of that terribly. What do you expect? Like in the winter in Tahoe, in recent years, there's going to be direct sun. It's going to be a clear sky, direct sun. They should have started that game like they eventually continued it. As soon as the sun goes over that western ridge of the Sierras, drop the puck. It's going to cool down real fast. You all know it. You've all been there. You get a great sunset. That's when the game should have started. They should not have tried to do that thing in the middle of the day like they did. All right, Scott's got to go. You know what? I think I got to go too. I think that's it. I think I'm going to play myself out of here. Do I have the here? If you're missing Brazil and Brown tonight. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, there you go. We didn't show the game tonight, but I'm going to play our NBC Sports theme music anyway. Sharks lose 3-2. Joe Thornton played his first game back at SAP Center, potentially his last game ever at the Tank. Can't believe I'm saying that. When I started doing this job, I couldn't even envision like live streaming like I've been doing here, or that Joe Thornton would be on the Panthers. This is all a mind warp to me. That Jumbo might have played his last game at the Tank ever. All right. I thank all of you for being here tonight. I truly do. Means a lot. Wish we could have done the game. Wish we could do Thursday's game, but we will not. That means the next time I will see you on television will be Saturday, but keep it tuned here to the YouTube channel. I've got some surprises in the next couple days. See ya.